Hi everybody, it's me, Moody Boo, and I'm back with another perfume review. This one is on an indie house that I believe Jim R. and I think it was also Ben over at Centaur. I think both of them suggested to me. And that was 1692. And this one is wicked. And it's wicked good. Oh, and this perfume I adore. It's 3 vanillas, dark aged patchouli, and almond buttercream. So I got the sample set and I fell in love with Wicked, so I ordered this little travel spray thing. I was going to carry it in my purse, but the lid pops off pretty easy and I keep losing the lid in it, so I decided not to do that. This is kind of a edible, slightly boozy patchouli kind of a perfume. Now, it's very sweet. It has this hint of almost artificial cherry or something at the very beginning. Not urinal cake kind of cherry, but almost a hint of like cherry candy or something mixed in with the patchouli and the almond buttercream and the vanillas. And I wonder if that's one of the vanillas that they use. They don't specify what kind of vanillas it is that they put in here. There's also like this almond cookie, like an oatmeal cookie with like almond extract or something in it. That's what I get. Patchouli, a little right at the top, patchouli, this earthy patchouli, a little bit of like cherry candy, just a hint of this real intense artificial cherry candy smell. And then this like oatmeal cookie kind of a vibe. And I'm sure it's because of the almond buttercream why I'm getting the oatmeal cookie. Because I think, don't you put something like that in oatmeal cookies, like almond extract or something in there? Because you definitely get it. Now, this isn't a baby powder kind of an almond. This is definitely a cookie, an almond like biscotti or something like that kind of a smell. It's not baby powder to me at all. It might have something to do with the vanillas and the dark aged patchouli. And there is this hint of antiqueness. There you go. There's another word for you. But a hint of antique in there that I definitely get with this antique patchouli. It's powdery, which usually isn't my thing, but this one is, and I adore it. It's sweet, it's earthy, but it's not real sweet. And then once that dry down happens, that cherryness, sweet, almost sweet, tangy, cherry candy kind of a smell goes away. And you're left with mostly just this warm, sweet, powdery, almondy patchouli. I know it says there's buttercream in there, but there's no creaminess to this perfume at all. There are some edges to it. It definitely has that raw feel of an indie perfume, but more refined than a lot of independent perfumes. It's not so rough around the edges that it's unappealing at all. I really am enjoying some of the edges in this perfume. But this is kind of a gothic house. It's kind of a dark themed perfume house. So they wouldn't want anything, I wouldn't think, too smooth, too creamy, too daytime, you know? And this is none of those. This is very unisex. I think a lot of women could interpret this as being a bit masculine, but it's not to me at all. I love this stuff. I wear it all the time. I mean, you know, since I've had it last few weeks, I've worn it several times. And when you have as many perfumes as I do, if you can say you wear a perfume, one perfume several times in a month, that is saying something. Now, granted, it might be one of 6 I'm wearing at the time, but you know, gotta test. I gotta test. I have a lot of testing to do. And I've been getting some requests of doing more pulls from the Blue Bowl because I haven't done that in a minute. and I'm trying to build up to do it live. Oh, but I don't know what I'm doing live. I don't know if I can record live on my phone and read the comments on my computer. Will that work? I don't know. You guys need to tell me, because I don't know. So that's my thing. My fear is I'm going to go live on video, and then I'm going to think nobody showed up because I don't see any comments, or nobody does show up. And then I'm going to be standing here like this. Yeah, no, I don't like that thought. So I really want to do it because I know once I get past that first one, I'll be good. And I love going to other perfume reviewers when they've gone live. It's been really cool to be able to answer questions in real time and talk to you guys in real time. I would love to do that. I just got to find a little backbone, that's all. So anyway, back to the perfume. In the deep, deep dry down, I still love it. But the vanillas lighten off, and the almond buttercream gets a little lighter too. The powderiness stays there, and the patchouli comes out a little more. And it's a little woodier in this stage of the game too. It's like that patchouli is so earthy that it's planted itself right next to a tree or a forest or something, because you're getting that woodiness, not just from the patchouli, but it's almost like the surrounding area around the patchouli plant itself. Let me finish my thought. And in the deep, deep dry down, I could swear there's just a hint of white musk in there. I could swear it. I see it listed nowhere, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just really sensitive to white musk, and maybe I just think, oh, it's a deep dry down, got to be white musk or that generic woody smell. But there's just a hint of it, and it still mixes really well with the other notes. So I'm not sure if it's just because one of the other vanillas, maybe the three vanillas are coming out at different times, and this one just has a hint of tart to it, a hint of almost sourness to it, just a hint. It's really nice, really nice. I'm going to be reviewing more from this house as well. I've got, like I said, the sample set that I still have to go through. So I don't think this is daytime wear, but of course it's called Wicked. So that kind of gives you your first clue. I think you have to be really, really careful with indie perfumes or any perfume that uses natural ingredients, or that if it's super powdery. That can trigger allergic reactions a lot easier than some of the more refined notes that, like a Guerlain. It's a lot harder to be allergic to a Guerlain than it is an independent house that uses natural ingredients. That's all I'm saying. So be careful if you wear an indie or a natural perfume to work. Work by yourself, because you don't want to trigger somebody's allergies. That would be devastating to me. But I think this is more nighttime wear anyway. This is definitely fun. This is going out having fun. In the deep dry down, I think it could be a hint formal. I think you could kind of wear this to more formal occasions if necessary. But again, it's an indie, smells a little rough, raw, kind of that indie vibe it's got going on. So those can be harder for your general public that aren't frag heads to not have issue with. That was a really poorly put together sentence, but you know what I mean yet again. I think it's very unisex, but I do think that, again, it's a little gothic. So I think those kind of perfumes tend to lend themselves more to masculine personalities, enjoying them more than the feminine personalities on themselves. It's more for cool weather, I think. I don't really picture this being a even nighttime, spring or summer go-to fragrance for me. It's more cooler temps, I think. The performance on this is really good. It projects well, about arm's length. for a couple of hours, and then it comes closer. It doesn't become a skin scent, but it lasts for me about 7 hours, I would say, pretty consistently. And it projects, like I said, really well for about 2 hours, and then it kind of starts declining, but it never becomes a skin scent. It does one of those just Houdinis, and it's just gone. So sillage is really good. I move around. I leave the room. I can walk back into my own sillage, so I do leave scent behind me. Yeah, and the prices are really good. Indie perfumes, they usually are. Very rarely is a brand new or an indie house or a natural perfume house going to be super expensive, in my experience anyway. So that is 1692, and that is Wicked. Does it live up to the name? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think it's very wicked. I think it's a very tame kind of wicked. I've smelled some other perfumes that were much more gothic and much more deserving of the name Wicked. Unless it's just to emphasize the word good, wicked good. You know, like Gallagher, they have wicked good. But if they're trying to be evil or dark or anything like that, it's a bit dark, but it's a bit too powdery and a little bit gourmand in there to be too wicked. I think a 30 ml bottle is going to run you about like $60, but they are sold out of a lot of their full bottles. So you might want to go in there and check it out whenever they get some of these back in. I don't know about their discovery sets or their sample sets, but if you can get your hands on one, you should, because there's different kinds of sample sets. I think it was the Halloween one for 2020. So it's not like, you know, they're almost limited edition. All of them are almost limited edition. I don't know if they're going to come back in stock or not. I can't tell you that for sure, but I'm assuming so, because when I looked at one of them that was sold out, it said email me when back in stock. So that would imply that they're going to put some more out, but they do a lot of limited editions. So for like the holidays and you know, different themes and stuff. And I don't know if they restock all of those. So very cool perfume house, really reasonable prices, super high quality. I am just really thrilled. Thank you, Jim and Ben, for suggesting this house, because I'm really enjoying working my way through the sample set. And I'll go through some more reviews of those as well. And I'm probably going to buy some more sample sets or discovery sets from this house too. Because anything gothic, creepy, dark, yeah, I love that stuff. So, all right. Well, that was just another shortcake kind of a review. And yeah, I'll be back soon. So don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. Use your nose. Peace.